Hello guys, once again welcome back to the channel Rahul Automation Studio. So in my previous videos I have explained you about like how you can add TestNG library in your Eclipse, how you can configure TestNG in your project. And after that we have talked about different annotations that are like at the rate after or at the rate before. So all these annotations, what is the execution sequence for that, when they will get execute, right? So different TestNG annotations we have talked about, right? And after that we have taken one example for the home test, and we have seen how you can organize the code and how you can write down your test case, how you can prioritize your test case also, right? So now today I want to explain you about the TestNG.xml file. So I want to explain you about TestNG.xml file, guys. TestNG.xml file. So why do we need the TestNG.xml file first of all, right? So see, today there are two test cases in this particular file, right? And tomorrow it is going to increase the number of test cases. Definitely in your project you will be having a large number of test cases, 100 test cases or 200 test cases, right? And that will be having in different and multiple classes, right? So if you want to run your test case right at once, so how you will run your test cases? Four test cases are lying in different classes, so how you will write down and execute your all the test cases? Suppose we will be creating one more class in this which is containing the test cases. So just create a one class, and it is for like login, and we will give the name as a test. So just click on finish, and I will just close all these browsers because these are creating some confusion. So let's close all these classes, and we'll see that. So like this is home test is there, and right, and this is one of the test case that we will be defining in login test. I want to create multiple classes, guys, and multiple test cases in multiple Java classes, so that I will show you how you can run all the test cases at a once. So I have to define WebDriver, and I have to import it from Selenium. So let's import it. And this is launching the browser and Chrome. So this time we will be just opening google.com, and we'll see. So google.com we will be opening, and we are not creating at the rate before method. So we will be just creating at the rate test. So we will add at the rate test annotation. That's it. So this will be opening the URL. This is the one of the test case. I want to write out another test case also in this. So the test case that I want to write is we have to change the test case name. So the test case name is verify title. So we can say like verify title. This is the test case, and we will give TC underscore, and also here we will give as a TC underscore, right? These are two different test cases, and after maximizing I want to get the title for it, driver dot get title, and it will be return type as a string. So you have to store the title in a string object. So just string title, right? And after that I would like to print it. So system dot out dot println, you have to use, and I have to print the title. So this is the test case. Okay, this is having two test cases. So this class login test is having two test cases, where one is for the launching the website google.com. Another is to verify the title, and this is the test class that is home test. So this is having again two test cases where I'm doing the login for this particular website, and it is containing before method and after method also. So total we are having four test cases, right? So if you want to run your test case for login test, you have to go in login test and you have to run your test case, right, individually. Or if you want to run all the test cases for that particular class, what you will do, you will right click on that particular file and run as a TestNG test, right? That have you to do. But what if you want to organize your test case and you want to run as per your desire, and you suppose if you want to run all the test cases in a particular suite, so how you will run your all the test cases, right? You will not be able to run individual at the once, right? Individual class file you can run, but you will not be able to run all the test classes at a once, right? So how do we run all the test cases inside all the classes? So for that we can create testng.xml file, guys. So how do you create? So just right click on your project and go to this testng. You will be able to see the testng. So here the things that you can do, either you can convert your testng.xml file into the class, or maybe the class you can convert into testng.xml file also. So you have to click on convert to testng. Once you will click on it, it will give you the format for your testng.xml, and you can customize for what do you want. So you want for classes, do you want parallel mode? I don't want it for parallel mode. Thread count, I don't want. And this is the location will be there for your testng.xml file, and this is the suite, this is the suite name, this is the test name. You can change the name also, and manually also you can change. So like suite name, so you can give like smoke or regression, like regression suite. Like if these are the test cases are part of your regression, so in that case you can specify it as a regression suite. Test name, maybe you can give like home tests, right? So something like you can give, and the same name will be update home test regression suite, so it will be update. So suite method, do you want to remove? I mean, no, no. So just click on finish, and it will generate automatically the testng.xml file for you. So this is the format of a testng XML file through which you can run all, manage and run, execute your test cases in a suite. So at the once, and you will get the report also. Okay. So now you can see first it will start with the XML version, and it will start with the doc type. This is also not required XML version, but still you can add it. Doc type is required. So after that, the first tag which will be there. So the first tag will be suite. Suite tag will be there in your testng.xml file, and you can give the name for your suite. So regression or smoke or sanity, that kind of suite that it is having. So you can give the name for it. After that, test tag will come under your suite tag, and you can give the thread count. No need to give the thread count as of now. Thread count are basically useful when you want to run your test cases in your parallel execution, so that you want to run your different test cases in different threads. But as we are running in sequence, so no need to give this thread dot. I will be explaining the parallel execution in another video. And the name, you have to give the test name. Okay. And this is the classes. So which classes you want to include to execute? So there are multiple ways that you want to you can include the test cases, guys. So first of all, definitely, if the test cases are defined under a class, so you can include the classes. So classes that they have included, for classes they have found for the test, so which was containing at the rate test. So guys, it will include all the at the rate test classes which are containing at the rate test. So four classes they have included. So we don't need all. So we will just remove this, and we want to execute for these two classes. So if you're defining and running like this, so all the test cases which are defined under home test, which are defined under login test, will be executed for you. and you can see it is the name is starting from the package name, guys. So automatically it will pick the project path for you, and just you have to mention the path uh, from under the test from your package name. So selenium underscore practice, after that dot home, after that home test and login test. So same name they have used here to reference to your classes. So this is the one way that you can define. So we will, and after you have to write down the class name, you have to close the classes tag, you have to close the test tag, and you have to close the suite tag. Okay, so this is the way that you can include all the different classes in your testng.xml file. And I will also show you the different way to include the method, or different ways to include the test classes in your testng.xml file. So let's execute it first. So to execute the testng.xml file, you have to click on the file and click on run as testng suite. So now once when you was running your test case, so at that time it was displaying as testng test. Now as you are running multiple classes and it has become a suite, now suite of multiple test cases and classes. So now you have to run it as a TestNG suite. So once you will click on TestNG suite, it will start executing your test cases from home test class, and it will execute for both of your classes. So total there are 4 test cases, and 4 test cases it has to execute. This is the one way to include the different classes in your testng.xml file and to execute it. I will show you another ways also. Just let's complete this. So this is the home one. Now it has to execute for login. And in login, we are launching the google.com, and another test case, we are getting the title for our google.com website. So this is the first test case which is defined in our login test class and which is executing. So this is done, all the test cases are passed, and the title was Google, right? So 4 test cases was run. So you can see, guys, all the reports at a once, right? So just one more thing I want to add you here. Once you are running your test cases, automatically once you are running the suite, basically, right? So TestNG will automatically prepare a HTML report for you. So the report will be getting generated in your test-output folder with the name index.html file. But every time once you are running, you have to refresh your project to get the latest report. So once you will refresh, you can see index.html file is there, and that you can open in your browser. So once you will click and open in your browser, you can see a report is generated for you, and you can see there is a one suite is there. So the name we have given for our suite, you can see the name we have given in our suite was basically the regression suite, right? So the same name is here, regression suite. And one test group we have not defined, right? 4 tests were there, and all the 4 test cases are passed. Once you will click on this regression suite, so you can see it. This was the file that we were running, right? Here home test 2 classes was there, right? You can see the execution time for that they have given. We have not done any ignore, right? So this is the report that it will be automatically generated, and the same report you can also send to your managers, and you can report your test case execution, guys. Okay, this is the one way to execute a testng.xml file. So another way that I wanted to explain is like, suppose you want to define different tests under for the different classes. So how you can do? So what you have to do, guys, this you have to copy it right under the test. So under test, this is the home test. Okay, so I will include only the home class. right? This is another test. So this test is basically login. So you can define different tests also, guys. So this is about the classes, and I have to include the login test class, right? So you can also define different tests, guys, and you can include the classes under that particular test, and you can execute the test cases. So let's execute it again, and we will check the report again. So this is another way to include multiple tests in your TestNG.xml file and to execute it. So it is throwing some error. Let's see. So it is having some annotations, I think. We have not entered this. So let's execute it again. Yeah, it's working fine this time. So you can see. So this time we have created two different tests, and these two different tests are containing two different classes test cases, right? So this is another way that you can include in your TestNG.xml file. I will show you one another way if you want to include the methods based on your test cases. So that also I will show you. So it has, I think, executed the test cases. So yeah, all the test cases are executed, four are passed. Let's check the report again. Refresh your project. So you have to refresh the project, and in testng dot hyphen output, you have to open the index.html file. So open in a browser. So this time you can see it was having two tests. Before it was having only one test. This time it is having two tests. So one is home test, another is login test. So basically you can categorize your test cases, in different tests. So like that you can do. And this is about the time, what time it has taken for it. So four tests, four methods, and four has passed. So that also you can define it, guys. And the another way that I want to show you, okay. So under this class, this is a class name. Okay, this is a class. I want to include the method. So you can include the method also. Just copy this and like this, right? So class you're closing, and we have to include the method. So class is class, you have given the class name, and class is closing here. So under the class, basically you can give the method. Let me check the syntax for it. So like this, you can see under this class you can include the methods, include and exclude. Okay, so we will include like the same. Just copy this and add in your file. So the class name is this for us. Just copy the class name, right, and we will remove this class name from here. So class, under that we are including methods, include and exclude. You wanted to, method is closed, class is closed, we can close this. like this. So now, if you want to include your individual test cases one by one in your TestNG.xml file, so that how you can do that, you can do with the help of a method. So inside the class, you can define the methods, and inside the methods, you can include the tag include and exclude. So include is basically if you want to include that particular test case. Exclude is basically if you want to exclude from your suite. If you don't want to execute in your test cases in test cases suite, so you can exclude. So under this home test, what is the name of your test case? So login underscore test, right? So same name you can give here. These are basically used regular expressions. No need to use it, and directly we can specify a one test case name. This is the test case name. So like this also you can include test cases in your testng.xml file. That's it, guys. Similar way you can do it for the login test also. So now let's do for methods for this class, and this is having the class, right? Okay, now let's execute it. So you can include and exclude your test methods also, guys, by like this, and you can execute your testng.xml file. So this is the format of your testng.xml file. There are other things also, that you can define the groups, and you can run your groups from testng.xml file. You can define group of groups inside your testng.xml file, and then you can execute the group name, right? So that kind of thing also you can achieve for execution purpose from your testng.xml file, that I will show you my incoming videos. But to run your test cases and to get it, you know, so how to include the test class and methods, so that I have shown you, so that is working now. So as you have seen this test case, we have exclude. So our this test case is not executed, and only three test cases are executed. One test case is tc underscore login, and two test cases was in our login test. So let's see the report once again. We will refresh it, and we will open this index.html report. So this is how you can manage it. And again, it is having two tests, one class and one class. So three methods, three has passed. Time taken for each of the test cases are there, right? Three test cases this time. Total running time was the 17 seconds. So guys, this is how you can add and run multiple test cases, and you can create a suite in your TestNG project. Also, one thing I want to tell you, that you can even change the name of your TestNG.xml file. It is not necessary that you have to give the name TestNG only. Okay, so you can change the name also for it. So if we can get the name, I'm not sure, it is not coming from here, but definitely you can change the name also for this testng.xml file. No need that it should be always testng.xml file. You can give any name, like smoke, regression, sanity. So any name that you can give here. It is not like you have to give only testng. So I want to change the name for it. So I will open it, and I will change the name there. So I will open the folder, and to this TestNG I will give the rename like regression. No need to give only TestNG. So the name, just we will refresh it. So regression.xml file is there. Let's see and open it. Yeah, this is there. Let's try to run it. Yeah, this is running fine. So guys, you can give any name to this particular, because tomorrow you need more than one testng file. So if we can only give testng.xml file, so how do we manage, right? So definitely tomorrow you need for smoke, for sanity, for regression, for modular wise, or any other TestNG file, right? Any other suite. So how do we manage? So definitely you have to give the different name for different TestNG dot files. So definitely, so it is not recommend. I mean, not necessary that you have to give the name as only TestNG. You can give any name to this .xml file, and you can include and exclude your test cases in it, and you can run your TestNG.xml file, right? So we will be covering more concepts about TestNG in coming videos, and we also can include multiple things in XML file, so that we will be coming in videos like for parallel executions or for parameters that you can add some test data it is. So how you can add, so those kind of things we will discuss in my coming videos. So if you have any doubt, please comment in my video and I will try to answer your queries. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel and also share with your colleagues. So thanks to all. Thank you. Bye.